Welcome to Seawaywhiskywire. Tonight on the bar, we've got the Raiders Tears Copper Pot Irish Whiskey. Stay tuned. Hey, thanks for coming back. I'm Tyler, and like I said, tonight at the bar, we've got Raiders Tears Copper Pot Irish Whiskey coming in here. So, if you have an Irish whiskey or some Raiders Tears and you want to pour a dram and drink along with me, please do so. I encourage it. Makes life a lot nicer on your side of the fence, and I enjoy you guys drinking along with me. So, yeah, we'll get into the specs in the bottle here for Raiders Tears Copper Pot. So, it comes in at 40% ABV, likely chill filtered and color added as well. It's a 100% malted barley blend, so it's there's no grain whiskey in this at all, which is nice to see. Triple distilled, and the maturation process is very well displayed up here. Ex-American oak bourbon casks. Yeah, so that's pretty what I would call normal specs for an Irish whiskey for sure. Presentation wise, very tall bottle. It's got this nice die cut drop here that shows the liquid in the bottle. I think if it was natural color, I'd score a couple more points for that. Yeah, like I said, you got this nice neck band here that kind of explains the maturation process, or at least what was used in the maturation process. On the back of the bottle, there's some pretty simple, just simple explanation of how it was distilled and 100% malted barley, and there's some nosing and tasting notes in the bottom. Nothing too crazy. One thing I don't really like about this bottle is how tall it is. It actually doesn't fit into my bar cab over here. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna place this this bottle afterwards. But yeah, so that's kind of it for the presentation piece. So you know, it's pretty plain. Let me be frank with that, a pretty plain bottle for sure. Yeah, we'll get into the pour and have a look at the liquid in the bottle. It's not super fragrant coming off the pour there. So yeah, it's got a pretty deep gold, not quite amber color to it. Yeah, I will say it's got some pretty decent legs or pretty decent tears coming down the side of the bottle. When you give it a little swirl there in the glass, you can see it kind of dripping down there, and like it's not super thick, it's not super syrupy, but it is a little thicker than some of the other thinner Irish whiskeys out there. So yeah, so get into the nosing notes and see what we can pick up on there. So let's go in there and dive in. Okay. So right off the get-go, I get some green apples in there, like Granny Smith green apples. Like baked, it's kind of like almost like baked apples too, like a crumble or like an apple pie. You get that kind of like a cinnamony, nutmeggy kind of, or just a different kind of apple flavor. It's not super crisp green apples, you know. I get some honey and vanilla, some normal bourbon notes in there, some caramel toffee as well, just a little bit. I get a little bit of cream, like sweet cream in there. Some sweet cream. Maybe just like a touch of pear too, like a really ripe pear. Yeah. Yeah, not too bad on the nose at all. All right, so we'll get on the tasting notes and see what we can get out of the Raiders Tears Copper Pot. So yeah, Slanja, to your health. Let's dive into it. Okay. So it's not overly sweet. Usually you get those fresh fruit notes kind of hitting you hard with Irish whiskey. No, it's a little different. Yeah, I'm getting like a really nice like honey, almost like a raw honey flavor to it. That little bit of honey with some bitterness in there as well. You get the vanilla. I'm getting some golden raisins as well. Not the red raisins, but golden ones. There's a little bit of spice on it too. It's like a slight, maybe it's the copper pot name talking to me, but I get like almost like that copper, like almost like a metallic note to it. It's kind of right after the vanilla and goes there for a little bit, and then goes into the spice. The spice is kind of like a slight oak, like a ginger powder Like it's warming. It's not overly overpowering or anything like that, but it is warming. Get a little banana on there too, actually, at the end. Very tail end of it, though. Yeah. Like honey, vanilla, golden raisins, maybe toasted almonds, a little bit of oak, that metallic component to it. I might wince a little bit. It's not that I don't like it. It's just it's a different kind of sensation. You know, a Glenfarclas might have like that funk from the direct fire. It's not like that at all. It's very much like a metallic kind of piece to it. All right, we'll get into the finish now. So I'll go with one more little sip here, and I'll give you my thoughts on that. Yeah. Okay, so the finish is medium. I would say it's short to medium. Like it's kind of around that cusp. I find it more short than medium. You might find it more medium than short. It's got a slight spice to it, but again, nothing that would worry me to give it to someone who's new. It's not gonna knock your socks off or anything like that. It's a thinner liquid, but it is kind of creamy on the mouth. I can feel it kind of coating my mouth a little bit more, but it's by no means a very thick mouth filling thing. Like very thin, creamy texture to it. Yeah, it's how would it compare to other Irish whiskeys? I would say it's a little bit different, a little bit more complex, but it's still just kind of meh. So I mean, I'm not gonna write home too much about it. Yeah, so with that, we'll get into the value proposition. So this bottle here is about $60 right now. And full disclosure, I got it. I actually got this from my brother-in-law for Christmas. I picked it up for him, and he was nice enough to share it with me, and we had a couple of drinks of it here. You know, for what you get out of it, in my opinion, it's really just okay. It's very much, it's a little different than most Irish whiskeys in the fact that it's not super fruity, super sweet. It's kind of got that little bit more of complexity, a little bit more of dry notes on it. Which is stuff that I usually like in a scotch, but for whatever reason, I just can't seem to get around it in this particular offering. Not to say, I've never tried any other Irish offerings from Writer's Tears or any other Writer's Tears offerings, so I know they've got a pretty diverse range, so maybe they have something else in there. But for me, this particular one here, the Copper Pot, I would pass on it. There's better bang for your buck, depending on what you like. There's a Jameson Black Barrel you can go with there, which I think is kind of similar with a little bit more oomph to it. It's more fruit forward too, if you like that. I'd even go with the Clonakilty. The Clonakilty Double Oak that I reviewed early in the month has got some pretty cool flavors as well, and it's the same price. So yeah, I think you could probably do best just to kind of skip this one and maybe either travel down and put your money elsewhere, or go down the road with the Writer's Tears and try something different in their lineup. So that's what I'll leave you with. So yeah, are you a big fan of Writer's Tears? Do you have a recommendation for something I should try that I would like a little bit better than the Copper Pot? If so, comment below. And if you like what we're doing at Seawaywhiskywire, please like and subscribe down below. Love to hear your comments. Love to see you guys watching our videos and liking our stuff. And yeah, we'll keep bringing it to you as much as we can. So still an Irish Whiskey Month, right, guys? So yeah, maybe one more video for Irish Whiskey Month for the Irish Whiskey stuff, and then we'll get back to some other stuff. So I'll leave you with that. Slàinte, to your health. All the best, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.